Simmons handles it, leaves it for Thomas. Cam Thomas on the... Can't see the game. 31-21 Cleveland. Thomas peeks at the clock, drives in. Niang tries to pick him up, switch out front with Jones. Thomas sizing him up. The handles, the moves, motor to the rim and has that extra gear. 35-28. They bunch up on Thomas. Got the buzzer, can't finish on the jumper. Thomas snags it. Thomas with a head of steam. The pull-up, rebound snatched by Simmons, off and running. Simmons, right down the middle. Kick it out for Thomas. LeVert trying to recover. Thomas. Finney-Smith gets it back. Cam Thomas, ball fake. Thomas. Did not want the Nets to go quickly here to get a good possession. They're riding Thomas. And in the third, the Nets down by 7. Cam Thomas has scored 24 points on 8 of 11 from the field. Pull-up jump. Dinwiddie, back out. Johnson spreads it. Thomas, bank shot. Bruce, Garland, LeVert, Niang, and Jones. Cam Thomas, 29 points.
For the Cavs, and also just the vast discrepancy in the three-point attempts.
Shifting gear. Okoro tries the assignment on top.
A rebound by Mikal Bridges. Here's Bridges. The only basket that Brooklyn has in this game is a second chance basket, and then against Cam Thomas. Thomas rebounds as Luka misses inside. Drive around lively by Thomas. Here's Kyrie. Speaking of somebody who can make the impossible happen on the inside. He took it inside, but unable to finish. Developing fast break, Cam Thomas. 4 for 8 on his threes in the opener the other night. Williams, for his career, is a 38%. Here's Green, and it's a throwaway. Royce O'Neal with the intercept. Here's Cam Thomas. Oh, it opens up, and Thomas misses on that one. Now Ben Simmons. And they don't have numbers, but Thomas is still going to attack.
Extremely well. He can't stop him. There's nobody else that can.
Thomas goes away from a Ben Simmons screen. Everybody thinks about Kyrie and flashy and highlight reel plays, and those are all true. But I like that aspect of it. But Luka has done Luka things to put the Mavericks back on top.
Yes, he has.
Here's a step back long two.
Chooses to shoot left-handed.
Right, okay, I'll give it to him.
Yeah. Here's Cam Thomas. It's going up, right?
No doubt. Good job push ball on the floor after a made bucket. Got to apply a little resistance on this end.
Cam Thomas. They were 0-4 in 4 games against the Nets. Miller making a microphone. I love the fact that he makes a 3 and immediately goes back on defense and says, come on, guys, let's go. Let's get a stop.
Not that.
Pretty cool.
Signs of a leader. Ups going left or right.
In my eyes, the only thing to make that prettier is if you use the window. Cam Thomas. Hornets are 13 for 13 at the free throw line. Cam Thomas. Nets haven't won so far this year. They're 0-2. Lost nail biters in their first 2 games. Thomas isn't going to give it up. Middle of the season, his second year, he tore ligaments in his thumb, had a significant surgery, and gonna have to be close to perfect defensively the rest of the way.
Thousands and thousands of reps.
Cam Thomas. Finney-Smith, but no foul. Here comes Ben Simmons for Brooklyn. Walker. Now Thomas from downtown. 14-point lead for the Heat. Under 5 minutes left, third quarter. Bridges against Richardson. Excellent defense. Thomas over Highsmith, left from the G League Long Island Nets. Today scored 11 first-half points tonight. Thomas driving, double clutching, and score.
Simmons, the drive and set up for Thomas, a three. The rim as of late. Craig kept it alive, and here comes Brooklyn. Wow, what a threaded pass that facilitated. Here comes Bridges. Thomas late in the clock. Wow. There's Thomas.
Got a 15 points win here.
Yeah. Thomas fires and get in this lineup against Brooklyn. Thomas against White. Good contest. Thomas.
7 of 9 from the floor.
Well, and that's a tough part for a Nets team that wants to run when you're taking the ball out of the net. Doesn't allow you to get it and go quite as quickly.
6 seconds left in the first. Thomas evades, takes, banks.
The accent of the turquoise in it.
Here's Bridges. Off to Thomas. Juggled in a moment. Fades, elevates, and now a two-time All-Star in this league who agreed to a 5-year, $303 million contract extension. Finding that loose ball foul from the floor. Stolen away. Here's Bridges with Thomas running. Bridges gets it to Holiday using his strength. Cam Thomas shakes. 11 for 36, 30.6%. Bridges off to Thomas. Catching shoot three instead. There's no way to respond to someone telling you you're the most liked person in the universe.
I've probably got people on the list that feel differently. Thank you. Have someone to box out.
He is the one man who does this. Contest shots from 15 feet away. Thomas hooks in.
41 points, 51 points, and overall the Nets, they have executed well, and there's a lot of instances. You want to get wins, without a doubt, but this was an important test early on for this Nets.
Nets in front by 1, 9:35 to play in this opening quarter. Thomas early going for Milwaukee this season. He cuts the Nets lead to 2. Walker the fourth, getting ready to check in. Cam Thomas with Simmons. Goes middle of the floor. Trailer. Thomas. Attack mode. Hesitates. And Milwaukee's got its largest lead of the night. Thomas.
To get concerned, he's been quiet just in terms of how many shots he's taken. That volume will go up throughout the course of this one.
There, obviously, Adam Driver, John David Washington. Cam, team for him. Bridges takes it in. Gets it back, swinging. O'Neal, extra. Thomas. Oh, yeah! Thomas against Beasley. Thomas. Dinwiddie, cut by Simmons. Drive outside. Thomas, shot clock at 6. Thomas takes it all the way. Turned it over 4 times tonight, Sarah. Thomas gets the step back for 2. Side official who noticed it. Bridges, get it in. Thomas, shot clock down to 1. Thomas, that's a bomb! 104-97. Thomas defended by Ochan. Hank, 5 on 4, and Antetokounmpo can't get it to go, and the Nets are running with Walker. Leaves it for Thomas. Drive, contact, lifts the rim. Tip in doesn't go for Lillard. And Simmons controls it, his 13th board. Thomas with a pep in his step all the way. And Thomas hits the deck. He gets it ahead. Nets are on the move. Finney Smith squares. Off the side of the backboard. He's got 34. Nets are down by 2. 2 minutes to play. Thomas, one-on-one with Portis. The move, let it roll, conserving time, now scoops it up. Need a quick score, he'll get it. With the Kel Bridges looking to get involved. Had a big game, 31 points against the Bucks. Thomas, the pull-up pop.
It's way to not only defer to Kevin and Kyrie, but also just do so with a different way.
Ron Sharp is in the game. P.J. Tucker for L.A. acquired in the Harden deal. Thomas, 6 to shoot. jab and jumper. Got it. Left hand. Rebound. Controlled by Watford. Nets are running with Thomas. Thomas. Cold-blooded. Bridges gets the step on Tucker. In traffic. Tucker takes it away for a moment. Thomas ball fake. The jumper. No. 1 minute to play. Thomas gets an opportunity tonight because of the injury to Brandon Miller, the rookie.
Yeah, and you said it's played 11 games this season, about 15 minutes a game, and sometimes that changes so much when you know you're
Sharp releases from that screen, and now it's Thomas who wants to dance with Washington. Thomas, the jumper. He's got it! The Nets in front of the Hornets, looking to win their 4th straight game. They've won 6 of their last 7 at home. The layup goes from Norfolk, Virginia. Thomas. He brings Williams to the outside. Thomas, the blow by. That scored 91 the entire game 2 nights ago. Thomas. He's got 74-66. They are shooting 60% from three-point territory. Thomas from downtown. Thomas swing. Gets it back from Watford. Thomas takes it in. Overthrow. Record is 120 points through 3 quarters against San Antonio in 2020. Thomas puts it up and in. At least 100 points through 3 quarters of play. Thomas lost it for a moment. Cam Thomas. He's like, get in. That's a 1 of 7 in the 4th quarter. Thomas.
For sunshine, but you're right here in cold New York, and we had a beautiful day today.
I know, wonderful 7 free throws between these 2 teams. We're just 3 minutes into the 3rd. Bridges lobs it. Thomas fires. See if they can find Mikal Bridges. An easy one. He's been on fire. Thomas has been quiet. Lob it outside for Johnson. 9 to shoot. To Thomas against Wagner. Thomas on the drive. The floater. Minute gone by in this 4th as Dinwiddie finds Smith on the baseline to attack. Kick out. Thomas open look. The fresh dribble against Anthony. Thomas attack mode. Bouncing off defenders for 2 player reaction. Jacques Vaughn's press conference and a look ahead to Wednesday's matchup with the Hawks. It's all coming up next right here.
Claxton, he gets that thing out and starts running with it.
Yeah, he likes to go, doesn't he? Dean Capella, Brooklyn by 2. Thomas. Leading the Hawks. Big men in scoring tonight with 19. Trey, the all-around leader with 22.
Thomas creates space. Does she have a ticket, though? We're going to have to check. Around the perimeter, Thomas using his body. The fade. Put it up. 7 to shoot for Johnson. That's nothing going here offensively with the shot clock winding down. Thomas will hoist. Might start calling that kicks from Rose. The seal. Rebounded by Brooklyn. Thomas on the move. Thomas has another gear to go along with 8 points. Bridges in the area for a moment.
Cam Thomas on the drive. Cam Thomas on the dribble. Going at her. Raises up. Set up his teammate Herter for the cleanest look he's going to get all night right there. Herter in retreat defender. Thomas over to Cam Johnson. Back to Thomas, who relocates. This Thomas guarded by Harrison Barnes. Thomas getting downhill. A tough shot. Johnson turns the corner, skip pass. His 5th 3, he's got 17.
And the Kings are shooting better from beyond the arc than they are overall from the field.
That was out front. By the way, if you haven't heard Denzel Joyce, shooters KD misfires on the 3.
Here is Thomas. This is the guy that filled it up for the 2.
To be in love with being on the floor with these guys, because a lot of times a smaller guy will be guarding. Thomas half court. Defense on him. He's done a good job early on in the quarter.
Here is Thomas off the screen for Brooklyn with 5 rebounds. Here's Thomas. Got it ripped from behind.
You got to rip that down. Another second chance.
A couple of games absence with that orbital fracture in the max.
Cam Thomas become a passer.
Off the mark. Rebounded by Claxton. Now Cam Thomas right by Murray is Murray early. Good contest. DeAndre Jordan sends it back. Claxton got it back. Now Thomas, nice start. 8 points in 8 minutes. Just gotta let him go. 52-36. Nuggets have ballooned to 16.
Once Kyrie was traded a year ago, remember Cam Thomas went on that scoring binge? He's an interesting guy as he launched, cut down on the fouls, cut down on the turnovers. That's it. You need 48 minutes or as close to 48 minutes as possible. Slide. Cam Thomas with the rebound. Thomas the hesitation. Floating it up. So it's going to be Looney. It's going to be Sharp. It's going to be Mega involved in some of these type of plays. Does he score just like you?
I mean, he can. He got the ability, and he's starting to come with your work ethic. And as long as you have your work ethic, it builds confidence. And once you get, for this, the biggest thing, I tell people this all the time. I tell my kids, you're only good as your coach thinks you are.
Trying to get the ball out of his hands. Thomas beat everybody, and they're legit. And that's not good. Stepped us through it right to Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie will drive the zone. Domingo was there. Cam Thomas has the 2 for 1. Slow down Cam Thomas.
This is not the way to start the quarter.
That began the 4th quarter. There's not a shooting foul on Sharp. And Cam Thomas is something else, Mr. Curry. On the kick out. Dinwiddie didn't want it. Cam Thomas has got hot. Cam Thomas gets Looney. At the head of that zone, takes it in.
Jerry Sloan.
He's my teammate at 99. Larry Martin quick that shot up. It's a good find by Kelly Olynyk. Standing right at the nail.
4 together, guarding each other right there.
Drive it in.
And he's just come back with a beautiful spirit and a real competitive edge. Love this kid's resilience.
Thomas, no, denied. Here's the dribble drive, baseline. Again, out it goes. Thomas for 3. All time to start the game.
It's in the zone here.
Who's calling for a foul? Dinwiddie shuts down Market on that possession. There's a quick mid. Run a quick 5 out of the pocket of Taylor Horton-Tucker.
Out of nowhere, makes a great play. Follows that missed shot.
Will Hardy has said, yeah.
Has to switch in there again. A little help.
They work the perimeter. And left side, right side. And THT drops his 24th point.
Missed the layup. Dinwiddie the other way. Corner. Shooting practice, Thomas. Kick it out for Thomas. He got bodied up. DiVincenzo. Thomas.
Mavericks still consider him family. Brooklyn Nets obviously family. One of the best human beings you will find.
Thomas finally.
Claxton, handoff. Johnson, swing. O'Neal, extra. Thomas, rimming.
Opportunity. He's trying to get on the board here. Thomas. That's a 3. It's good. Turnover. Threw it right to Finney-Smith. Sharp back in. The lane open.
I don't know, someone who is a regular here, front row of Nets game.
Thomas off the window. It's good. And a foul. Forced to give it up. O'Neal is in there. Thomas hoists.
And his rebounding has been a staple of where they've been solid.
Which is up from where they were a year ago. Thomas.
On the play.
Cam Thomas. Barreling.
About who he was, not only as a professional, but also a person.
Son of a legendary high school coach, his father Joe coached him at Chelan on the rebound. Thomas attacking. Answer, here's O'Neal. Thomas. Hand. Largest lead of the game for Brooklyn. Thomas penetrating. Cam Thomas with 16 in the game against Stewart to step back.
Dinwiddie looking for a little help. Thomas, tough moving in the right direction. That means getting on the glass, not giving up any buckets. Keep off the other guys out there to provide offense. Bogdanovich off to a really nice. Cam Thomas working against Wiseman. They sag. Thomas gives it to Sharp, got it right back. Thomas, a lot of contact. Cunningham, franchise player for the Pistons, turning it on, trying to stop a streak. He hadn't come off the floor in this one either yet, second half. What were we saying earlier about?
Sharp trying to keep the ball moving. He does to Thomas. Last time these two teams played, Thomas went off. Thomas makes his move, floats it up.
Up down.
Milwaukee second in the NBA in scoring behind Indiana. Thomas couldn't finish. And the rebound snagged by Giles. Thomas with a head of steam. Thomas.
He changed here this season.
Time for more on Daniel Gafford. Let's check in with Megan.
Guys, Daniel
Smith. Johnson. Good strong. Contested. Washington shooting 61% from the field.
Little drop in that department. See if he can get it back on track.
Denny filling up that stat sheet.
No middle.
And Thomas with at least 2+ three-pointers made. And Thomas fade away into paint.
Everybody got it over there, but he saved it right to Thomas. Thomas all the way, a rare turnover for him. And right into Dennis Smith. Up ahead to Thomas. Thomas did not want to go at Jalen Williams and
never looked back. Basically had them chasing them the entire game.
Thomas in the corner. And checks the shot clock, which is at 5. Thomas veers right. Tough shot. Jalen Williams off. Swarming the basketball inside. Thomas
Off, after picking up the dribble. We always talk about SGA doing that. That's just how the ebbs and flows of the game go.
Thomas
In the bucket. Turnover back the other way, and Thomas scores.
And this is how you're doing it with your energy and effort.
You realize that nobody cares.
No.
There's 29 teams that don't care. They're currently up by 14. Thomas trying to get the step. Turn around over Williams. Let's get it rolling here with Smith off the penetration. Thomas lines it up. Bouncing off. Oh, what a snag there by Claxton. Thomas lets it fly. Puts it in. Lob it outside. Claxton. Thomas comes to the ball.
off to Thomas. Playing with those stitches. Gets it back. Fires away. Back to Thomas. Using the screen from Sharp. From 12. Thomas backs it away. Throws it away. Got it back. And lays it. Thomas looking to shake. Sharp. Gets it from Dayron. Cam Thomas has the angle.
Streak of 7 straight double-doubles for Allen coming in. Here's high-scoring Cam Thomas. He can light it up. Thomas recently has been moved to the bench. He was in that starting lineup as Thomas faked.
Team seems to take another step.
Thomas works on Strus. Again, looks to penetrate down the avenue. 2 hours or so. Been following you around. I like it. Here's Cam Thomas. Meanwhile, and work his way to the Thomas. Chased by Allen all the way out around the perimeter. Thomas going to work. Gets inside. Opening minutes, 4th quarter. Thompson now picks up Thomas on the switch. Cam pulls up. Smith deals off to Thomas. Thomas looks to work in on LeVert. He'll pivot. Says go ahead. Go toward the basket as Thomas gets inside. He lays it.
Here's Thomas. No one picked him up. Smith Jr. again. This time with the strip. Thomas will fire.
Then we'll play it at a more deliberate pace.
Thomas trying to take Duncan Robinson. Get it. Smith will back out. Thomas On the attack, the flip.
An extraordinary level of accuracy from Thomas.
Here's Thomas, the hesitation, the flip. Thomas will fire. Hanging out with us for a little bonus basketball. Thomas has 21 off the bench, slides inside.
Leading scorer was 1 for 4 and had 2. Dennis Smith baseline right, double team beneath the rim outside.
They can go up to the max to retain him, but they're gonna have some competition. He's a very coveted player.
Prince on his first shot. It's a 7th assist already for the Lakers on 8 baskets. Thomas. First points of the game for James Thomas. Rainbow 3. First quarter of these games.
Higher quarters, first quarter and third quarter usually stays in the game, which tells you he's in shape. His conditioning.
Oh, Anthony did stay down for a second, so you did wonder something was up. O'Neal with the blow by of Vanderbilt. Good recovery. Davis with the... Thomas driving on Christie. And another. And Davis now with 4 assists, 5 rebounds, and 9 points in a games. Here's Lonnie Walker, who spent last year as a teammate with James here in L.A. Thomas penetrates, hangs. Some nights the number 2 option on offense. Both guys, Bridges and Johnson, going to Brooklyn.
Two to make one is pretty good for them.
7-second difference in the game in shot clocks. Thomas, floater over Davis. Good. Watford offensive rebound. Here's Thomas, deep one, got it!
He's going to be a player. By the end of the year, he'll play more minutes.
Thomas, off.
Ever. That's a long time.
He's been spectacular. Thomas is coming up next. Great early game between Denver and Boston. Do the Celtics finally lose on their home floor? Cam Thomas from
being hard. Clippers pulled to within 6. Thomas for 3. It's good. And so not. Lob to Plumlee. Not there. Thomas with a racing rebound, driving around Coffee, then power.
2 for 9 now.
Thomas. Come the Nets the other way. Thomas driven off the line by Coffee, puts up a contested. Go out to the Warriors and friends and family. We are underway here in the 4th quarter. Thomas fades away and knocks it in.
Allow yourself to get out in transition, manufacture some easy baskets. That's tough, right?
Stripped out of his hands and appeared. Johnson back to Thomas. Gets to a spot and launch. Thomas. Good recovery by Harden. Thomas working well without the ball, then floats it up.
Improvement. You've got a great leader for your team.
Shot clock winding down. Thomas, step back, Jay, book it. Here's Thomas, off the dribble. Step back.
From the corner.
Swing it, Thomas, body bump from McBride. Thomas avoids 2 defenders. Nets lead by 5. Smith looking for a lane, it's not there. Thomas shakes off his defender. Fades. Now they back off. 9 to shoot. 6-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Thomas, head and shoulder fake. Sneaks inside.
And may need a scorer off the bench. Brunson and Randall both on the...
Thomas defended by Anderson. Stop and go. The blow where Minnesota does not get enough time for a shot. But Cam Thomas and it grazes the rim. Rebounded by Claxton. Thomas floats it up. Off the rim, O'Neal the offensive board. Thomas is open. Denver, Houston, head coach of the G League, in Belgium, in Germany, in Great Britain. Thomas, he's on the Knicks the other night. Thomas approach the halfway point, 4th quarter. Alexander Walker comes up to guard Thomas. And
So explosive. He can get himself to the rack.
He's all over Cam Thomas right now. Due to foul. And
favorite players to watch in the league and has been early part of the season. Villa. And if you got some filling in there, red velvet. Funfetti.
5:35 to go in the first. Championship Sunday coming up. Maybe a football.
You got picks.
Kind of by Claxton. And I'm going to go with the Lions in honor of team like first. Through. Cam Thomas, 3 arcing points in his first half.
It feels that way.
Yes, it does. Cam Thomas, Brooks handling Thomas. Oh, how did he stay in everything tonight? He's got 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Tommy, it's like a Penn relay. Here's Bridges to Thomas. And he wants to calm things down. Thomas says, no, I'm going to fire up. Thomas coming off 37 in the win against Houston. Thomas will pull. Simmons was able to poke it back to O'Neal. Missed that one. Simmons keeps it alive. Thomas. Cut it. Here's Simmons. Send the screen for Thomas. Little hesitation. Cam around. And then the steal on the inbound. Thomas. Jordan Clarkson. Thomas's 3. That one a little off target. Here's Thomas, who has 14 in the half. Thomas, no. Bridges the board. Off to Thomas. He will fire. And check in for Brooklyn. Here's Simmons through the legs. Thomas, the pull-up.
Behind Nurkic. Nurkic got behind him for the easy 2.
Here's Cam Thomas across his miss. Circling. Watford able to salvage. Thomas is mid-range, using their size. Here's Thomas. Gets back.
Was in zone, half was in man. Nurkic gets a wide open layup. And there.
Thank you very much, as Cam Thomas couldn't quite finish it. Able to grab it, though, off the deflection. Will take and chasing it around.
Good question, Richard. I actually don't know.
111-93, Phoenix in front. Thomas works Eubank.
Thing I always talk about, the decel from Kevin Durant. The deceleration throws the defender off. Justin Nurkic is in a pick and roll because he's such a good passer out of that short roll.
Thomas.
Your feet is what you can't do, Richard. If you're referring to Jason Tatum's technical, you've never been able to kick the backboard.
Oh, I'm sure they didn't want that reminder. Here's Thomas speeding in and laying it off.
Too far from Brooklyn, and then headed back to Brooklyn for 5 more at home.
Really gotten good at that step back this season, Maxie.
Problem tonight, because again, we got back 7:30, 8 a.m. on Friday morning.
Well, Joel knows he's the kind of guy people will wait to hear what he has to say. Yep.
So if they find a couple more pieces, which I expect them to, yeah, they're showing the replay on the big board, which usually means that it's in the first quarter. 2 for 2 in the second. And now he's 3 for his last 3. Thomas, finger roll.
No open look for Pat Beverly that time.
Thomas with 12 already. Went to the wire with Golden State in San Francisco. 440 pieces in a row at the end of the season. Wanted 50 against the I was on the West Coast, and it was really, they would take, there you go. And that concludes our what did you do on your off day comment.
For Brooklyn, Warriors are 2 of 8. Thomas, tough delivery. Johnson had the big first half. Thomas sizing up Green, slips inside. Now in front, 100-92. Thomas gets around Paget. Dinwiddie swing it for Thomas. Drives in on Santos.
Stan, what do you think needs to be done for these two teams? I mean, for these 2 players' absences. Well, I first met Tim when he was just about 4 years old.
Thomas jumper last night against Philadelphia. Thomas trying to get it going. The zigzag by Thomas. He draws the big Powell. Thomas pull up.
We're going to switch things up. We're going to blitz him, try to get the ball out of his hands. But so far,
defended by Doncic. Thomas makes his move. Gets it. Using the screen. High Arthur, no. Right back to Thomas. And waste no time. Feed it. And get it back. The dribble drive. And the floor. Thomas pull up jump. On Marks likes. Allen to Claxton to Clowney. Claxton, Thomas, Simmons, and Watford, the 5 on the floor. Thomas gets to his...
They're just getting to some of those loose balls, 50-50 balls.
Cleveland, right after the trade deadline, they were very short-handed that game. Thomas running. Bridges steps into the rim. Tip by and lead that was 10 is down to 1. And Thomas elevated over.
Apple, cherry, blueberry.
Thomas.
I'm a hard time getting back up.
Thomas the jumper. He kicks. Bridges for Thomas for three.
It's going right to the body. He's got a strong frame. Some amazing knockouts.
Of course, Wilson, Thomas, Porzingis. So you throw Horford in there, such a great option. Thomas is runner to shoot. Thomas, 2 to shoot. He will. And Holiday 5 of 7 from the floor. Here's Cam Thomas. It's mid-range, short. Here's Thomas, catch, fire, and
some hustle on the defensive side.
Thomas to the... It's also one. Here's Thomas. Boston's obviously an excellent team. Here you are, down 13. Thomas, here comes Thomas. Thomas, lobbing it up. Here's Thomas. Thomas sidestepping 3. Higgs with 3. Nets with 3 with at least 4 fouls.
Cam Thomas. Thomas. Right. So when you think about Doc, though, it's been the post. Dribbles it back out. Thomas attacking. Handle. In 2014 with the UConn backcourt combined 40 points, Jack. There's a few different directions, right? The rebuild, and then when Durant showed up, they had to achieve.
Thomas. A lot against this switching concept, Michael. It's one of the things that they always talk about against teams that...
Thomas. And now it's Thomas with the clock winding down. Battling with Conley. Nets are worse. Thomas, ball game. Thomas in the paint.
He's bet Minnesota's offense in this game.
Thomas mid
streak for them since 2018. Thomas out of the corner. It's a
shot block on a drive to the basket by the initial defender. Let's say the Los Angeles Clippers, with all of the names that they have, it's a team in turmoil. Just taps it out. Finney Smith works the baseline. Out to Cam Thomas. An open three. Jackson, another move there. Just struggling a little bit, but forcing.
Nets won here in this building early in the season. Cam Thomas, good golly, what's he gonna do? Shoot it. Here's Schroeder, leaves it for Thomas. What's he gonna do? Cam Thomas. Day'Ron Sharpe has come into the game. Former Tar Heel, now in his 3rd year as a pro. Cam Thomas going one-on-one with Richards in front of him. Thomas. They've made the playoffs each of the last 5 years, but they're in a tough spot right now. Picking a snowstorm. He knows how to play. Cam Thomas finds Claxton. Thomas. Lifting when you play?
No. I'm telling you, he's being very humble.
Hornets bench saying no foul.
Has departed. He has given way to Day'Ron Sharpe. As a baseline.
The narrative playing pretty well, and those are the 2 things I'm concerned with, but also help. You have to be helped.
Added to Schroeder, and the Nets reset with a fresh 14. Boy, Kuro nearly picked that up cleanly on 32 field goals tonight. That's a lot.
Just getting into the 3rd quarter, my goodness.
Cavs can't quite get it back. For the Cavs, they've looked for that juice, Brad. As Tom,
it's critical. But you don't want to go just nowhere being patient.
With the Cleveland Charge, the Cavaliers NBA G League affiliate. Put up some big numbers there. Sharp now in the post. Shot clock's all the way down to 2. Oh, brother, Thomas got fouled.
Tough. He's missed the last 2 games with a thigh contusion. Cam Thomas pushed up in. Always one eye on taking the ball. Great start for the Magic. Coming off back-to-back losses against New York and Indiana. Here's Thomas again. Shooting the Thomas for 3. Rebound. Cam Thomas gets it back, shoots it again. Something blew that one clear over the rim.
They have to win behind him.
Thomas over Carter.
The backdoor. He's looking to get a shot up.
And that's what he wants to do. The first half. Shepard against Thomas. The season's final 15 games, Thomas.
Yeah, but Siakam is getting to the basket, just putting so much pressure on everybody.
First 8, but he has 14 points and 7 assists. That's a block with a basket.
The event in this young Moody center.
And I'd love to see our guys get the
Turnover has Thomas attacking end-to-end and scoring.
I like that shot, though. Mix it up a little quick and foul.
Wonderful shot by Kyrie Irving.
It reminded me of the Magic shot against the Celtics.
Johnson tried to deliver to Vassell, and it's stolen. And one of the things he was most impressed with was pace. Another turnover. And the shot clock. Vassell comes to get it out of his hands, but Thomas gets loose. It's 23 to go in the third. Bridges. Out to Thomas. He fires. And Thomas. Cam Thomas puts on the brakes.
Focus there by Malachi to absorb the contact.
Thomas.
Shrapnel is appropriate. Run to start the second quarter. A 13-point New Orleans lead. It's ejection of Williamson. Here's Thomas reversing it. Hope that clip gets isolated and saved forever. Thomas on the runner. Largest lead of the night for New Orleans. Thomas wiggling to some space. A little closer. Thomas wide open.
Giving New Orleans some breathing room once again.
And Thomas shifted. 3 of the last 5 games, Dame's been able to hit 30 points. See if he can get it going with Giannis in the mix.
Early, Brook Lopez, instead of dropping back near the dot, because this guy here can bring very little resistance on that spin move.
In his last 9 games, here's an opportunity, though, for the Nets to get a lift.
Before this heading to the locker room.
We're going to be in the bonus on the next foul. Meanwhile, the Bucks already 4 fouls. Meantime, Giannis just 13 points in this game. He's on the bench as we speak. Leading shot
with your offensive action. So he got that switch against Clowney that he wanted.
Brunson on the left corner this time. Deuce.
Right, zip it right to Bridges, and Thomas, who was slow to get up, winds up getting a huge ovation. It's wonderful to see that. Cam Thomas bangs Sims. Thomas gets it back, drives down. Sims contesting it.
Him in the Nick locker room.
He knew exactly where to deliver the message. Sharp to Bridges. Back up top, Thomas.
And back into the lineup. Late scratch against the Bulls at that 9.
Timed that one perfectly. Then he tried to pump fake him, but he didn't buy it.
Just got to get back. Schroeder, Dorian Finney. Kick out to Cam Thomas.
Definitely has 2 or 3 different gears when he sees the lane open up like such a soft touch in there. The Duke grad bringing all of it.
Game with a couple of pump fakes and then turns. Nice pure. Cam Thomas on the drive. Now guards Bridges. Thomas. Poole has 5. Denny has 3 dives. So taking care of the basketball.
And how long was Kuz in the air on that one? Taking the body bump in the air.
Thomas doing it.
Those assist numbers, those are major. 19 assists on 29 made shots right now.
Cam Thomas. Pull-up jumper. 2 30-point scorers going at each other. Cam Thomas on a shake and bake move. He's trying to go one-on-one with Bagley. Loses the handle. He pulls up.
But he said his attitude has not waned. He's still been as professional as ever. Thomas, the shake and bake. I like to make sure that the people are getting what they pay for. You know? Thomas. Thomas on a quick 2-for-1 chance. Hangs. With the ball in the hands. Good ball movement. Thomas open. Another turnover. 13th of the game for the Bulls. Thomas in transition. Thomas floated up.
That's an area they are very vulnerable, but it's good to see the Nets taking advantage.
Thomas, the disc in with a major rejection. Thomas, the pump fake. Now 5 to work with for Thomas. The hesitation. Thomas off 2. Got 6 of their final 9 games, including tonight here at Barclays Center. Thomas! Oh! Lakers 6 of 15 from three-point range. Thomas looking for the answer. Screen knocked away by Davis. Guides it back to Thomas. Pulls. Shooter, leave it. Thomas on the attack. Floats it up. And taken away by Russell. 12 to shoot. Thomas forcing his way inside. Oh! Thomas on the attack. Hangs. And Thomas lets it roll. Scoops it up. 2 for 1. Takes it. Oh, he hit! He has that look in his eye again. Sidestep 3. Thomas! Second chance for Brooklyn. Wilson knife through. Swing it. Thomas open.
This is a guy that can get heated up, and he dropped 4 of 7 from 3. And here, as Tyrese had said, they look to outscore teams.
And to do that, you do a better job at the three-point line, but you can score more points that way. But again,
the right to Bridges running is Thomas.
Oh, great job fighting. Great job. That's one of his favorites.
784 over Portland. So the Trailblazers have come back. Here's Thomas. And
Thomas finished with 22 in that one. Zigzag move for Thomas. He will stroke it. The Lakers on Sunday. Thomas shows it. Shows it again. And scoops with a big spin. Step in. McConnell nearly came away with a steal. Thomas is going to throw it up there. He was a 2-time All-Star, won the NBA title in 2019. Thomas, 44-37. Thomas breaks through the defense. Thomas, jab, jumper, 68. Cam Johnson getting ready to check in along with Noah Clowney. Thomas.
His comfort zone of being more vocal in terms of leadership, and we've seen a lot.
Fake over Siakam. Side of the rim. Thomas there to follow.
Thomas trailing the hoist. Playing this opening quarter. Thomas dancing on Brown. Loses him on a step back.
Now, the way you would have trained would have been completely different. You know, even coming out of college.
Our offense was with the Boston Celtics, with Doc Rivers, and we had KG.
Yeah, the ones that can see your luscious hair.
That's as long as they...
11-second different shot clock and game clock. Thomas on Boeheim. Spins, fades.
Mainly because they just forced the floor to be open and to be spread.
Thomas.
I'm going to put the pressure on them early. Make them have to react.
Thomas. Oh, he rebound inside Finney-Smith. Thomas on the reload. His 3. Thomas leaking out after that play. Gets it. Colby Jones steps up for Sacramento. Len on the switch. And what he's given to this team this season. Thomas off the screen, finds some space. Obviously, guys who have lasted a long time in the NBA like himself. Wilson leaves it for Thomas. Wilson played 140 playoff games. Cam double comes. Schroeder, kick it. Thomas, quick trigger. In this third quarter. Crawford lost it. Got it to Thomas. A lot of space.
By both. It's not just the passer. If you're the person receiving that ball, you have
next to the ball. Bonus 16, and 9. Thomas.
Jump shot. Thomas steps into it. Thomas gets it back from Claxton. Fake, pirouette. Claxton, extra, Clowney. Shot clock down to 4. Thomas lets it fly. Needs some help. Thomas comes to the ball. Thomas fires. Half-court set leads to the Thomas. Jordan Walla, the Buffalo native. Thomas pull-up pop.
And they'll get a new 14. Thomas gets in the paint, alters the shot, clock at 5. Bogdanovich could help defense. Thomas launches a 3.
Thomas being featured now.
Thomas just throws it up again, and the trade has had trouble getting in rhythm. DiVincenzo bumps. Thomas goes inside. Have a foul to give. Thomas again looking to score. Goes at Mitchell Robinson.
Again underneath.
Thomas thought about it and
up now.
Thomas and Anunoby chasing him. Sims backs off. Thomas wide. Cam Thomas 18 points. Lonnie Walker 13. The 3 per game. They were 2 for 8 in the first quarter, 6 straight in the second.
A little lackadaisical on the shot. Thomas trying to find the range.
Hart with 14. Cam Thomas. High the last couple of games, first secure home court in that first round. Thomas.
Number 9, we're used to this guy being it, Cam Thomas, but not the case so far. Thomas, the rainbow, magic would fall into the play, and the Sixers would be the 6 seed again. Stay tuned for post-game live. Amy Mark in the...
And he said we need to see KO hit some more shots, and I want to see Mo Bamba get more.
Reed attempt.
Thomas, white jerseys all around him, high off the window.